Hello there, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
I'm John Humphrey.
We are going to watch from the channel DougDoug. This guy has over 430,000 subscribers. He is killing it right now.
Boom.
This is a top reward tier video request from a man named Colin Anderson. Has his own YouTube channel. You guys should go check it out. Link in the description box. This video that we're going to watch today, Overwatch versus Terminator 2, but explained with food. Let's get into this.
I think Overwatch versus TF2 is like making dessert. Playing Overwatch is like you're baking a gourmet cake. There's 6 of you, you're in a kitchen together, and every chef has one specific cake ingredient that they're adding. The tank puts in the flour. Then the DPSs add the sugar and the eggs and the oil. Then the supports add the baking soda and the chocolate that brings it all together. All 6 chefs here must work in combination to nail this recipe. And if they do, this cake will be one of the best you've ever eaten. That's Overwatch. Team Fortress 2 is like eating a candy bar. Candy bars just taste great on their own. Like, you don't need any other foods to make a Snickers taste good. But okay, let's say you're eating a Snickers and then you see 2 other guys eating TF2 candy bars. And so you say to them, hey, let's team up. Let's merge our candy bars into one super dish. And they're like, yeah! So you throw in your Snickers and that guy throws in M&Ms and he throws in a Meta Cookie and that guy adds Hershey's Weapons Guy and then... well, then it just tastes like a big chocolatey mess. Here's the thing, a Snickers by itself tastes like a big chocolatey mess. So does Hershey's syrup. Combining candy bars together doesn't make them taste any better. It's still just a pile of delicious chocolate either way. Oh, yeah. That's TF2. So why are these games so different? Well, Overwatch characters are fundamentally designed to stay next to each other.
Don't lose the chocolate.
The protection from a tank's shield or to be healed by a support, you have to stand next to the tank or the support. It's just like the ingredients of a cake. They are designed to taste better when you mix them together. So if you're Junkrat, you're going to be more powerful by sticking with your team and utilizing their buffs. This is true of ultimates too. They are designed to be far more powerful when you coordinate them with your teammates. So ults primarily serve to reward teamwork. This is what makes Overwatch so satisfying, because if your team works well together, you're rewarded by becoming substantially more powerful, and it's a rush. So teamwork is what makes Overwatch fun, but these super powerful team synergies also mean you have very limited freedom to play this game your own way. You really can't be effective with a solo playstyle in Overwatch because by design, you are far less powerful without your teammates' buffs. This gets worse when the metagame has a clearly defined optimal composition like dive. In this case, the synergies between specific characters are so strong that you are at a substantial disadvantage if you play anything else.
It's like the Spice Girls.
Make a red velvet cake today? I love making red velvet. The fuck? No! Chocolate cake is the only dessert in the meta. I'm reporting you. The second big problem is that because teamwork is so crucial to winning, if you have just 1 or 2 bad teammates, that can ruin the entire game. Like if you were making a cake and your tank carefully adds the flour and then you perfectly add in sugar and then this dude's just eating Han's Oreos. Now the entire cake you were making is going to taste awful because that guy is refusing to
I'm never playing this game with John, that's for sure.
And since you get random
good cook.
game to game, it's totally hit or miss of actually having a team that coordinates well and has fun. It's like you're at a restaurant where half the meals cause horrible vomiting, but the other half it's like the best steak you've ever had. But people keep eating Overwatch because god damn dude, the rush when your team pulls it all off is just incomparable. Like every chef on the team just nailed their job and we made a cake so good it made Jeff Kaplan cry. In TF2, most characters aren't designed to benefit their teammates in any way. Soldier, Demo, and Scout, etc. don't have any core moves that benefit their teammates, and so you can run off on your own without being any fundamental. It
just looks
weaker.
cool.
And this means your effectiveness as a player is only dictated by you, not by your teammates' behaviors. TF2 characters are candy bars. They taste great on their own. They don't need anyone else's flavors. Engineer and Medic are the 2 obvious exceptions here. They are very much designed to benefit teammates and help you win, but winning the game just isn't really a priority in TF2. People don't really care about the objective itself, it just serves as the dedicated spot where everybody's gonna blow each other up. The game almost discourages you from trying too hard to win by frequently scrambling the teams. Or even if you and 2 other guys are like, hey, you wanna team up and defend the objective? Yeah, that sounds fun. Hey, cut that out! Auto-balance! So inevitably, the map is full of spies and pyros and snipers roaming around having whatever little adventures pop up, and 90% of the time, you'll never properly coordinate with anyone. Don't get me wrong, teamwork is still really fun in TF2, but unlike Overwatch, it's not the entirety of the game, and instead, you have this incredible freedom to play in whatever style you want. Plus, TF2 maps are usually 12v12 or more, whereas Overwatch is only 6v6. This means that every individual Overwatch player has a larger impact on their team's product. So there's more pressure for you to follow the recipe and not be a dick. There are, of course, exceptions to all of this. Teamwork in TF2 is definitely effective when it's done well, and the competitive modes like Sixes or Highlander are a great example of this, and there's definitely some Overwatch players who do find success by playing separately from their teams. But the underlying design of these games funnels players into a teamwork mentality or a solo mentality, so that 90% of the time in Overwatch you need to stick to the recipe, and 90% of the time in TF2 you're in a Snickers dance party. Outside of teamwork, I think the games mostly differ in how you can customize your experience. For example, customizing each character. In TF2, they treat each character like a fruit. And let's say you taste each one and then you go, man, I love apples. That's my favorite. I want to eat apples all day long. And TF2 goes, all right, well, I'm about to blow your fucking mind because we have different ways to eat apples. We got apple pie and apple sauce and baked apples and apple fritters and tons more. This is how TF2 classes work. There's only 9 classes, but each one has 3 changeable weapon slots with hundreds of possible combinations. So if I love the taste of Demo Banana, I can mix it up and swap in Scottish Resistance and now cover choke points. It's similar, but it's customized. Or now I swap in Sorted Boots and I'm playing Demo Banana Night. And you're like, this is awesome. They took a food I loved, Demo Banana, and they're giving me different ways to cook that core flavor. Whereas Overwatch is like, you guys, we have 29 different fruits and veggies to choose from. And I'm like, oh my god, there are some really genuinely unique options here, like a McCreecumber, or a Reaper Simmon, or a Wrecking Bell Pepper. Hey, get out of here.
That's a fruit?
But Overwatch doesn't give you multiple ways to cook each fruit.
Really
You're
heavy.
only allowed to eat them raw. So let's say you try them all out and you go, Widow Mango is my favorite fruit. I love this flavor. And you're having a great time eating Widow Mango, but you might say to Overwatch, hey, I love the flavor of Widow Mango. Could you give me some ways to customize my favorite fruit? And Overwatch says, here's a baguette. And you're like, that's cool, man, but I really like Widow Mango. Like, I would love to eat that same flavor, but in different styles. Like, a new way to enjoy the food that I already like. And they're like, here's a durian. Overwatch doesn't let you customize your favorite characters. Instead, they just introduce new characters altogether. This is actually a really great thing if you're a player who wants a large variety in fundamental playstyles. But it also means you might get tired of that hero that you really, really love a lot faster than you might otherwise. Even more broadly, TF2 lets the community customize the maps that you can play. When Valve released TF2, it's like they opened a restaurant and they said, hey, we made a bunch of food and here's our menu of dishes to choose from, but the kitchen's unlocked. Feel free to make whatever else you want. So everybody ran into the kitchen and went nuts. And over time, the community has cooked all sorts of insane new dishes for the TF2 menu. Like one dude went, you guys, I packed 10 scoops of ice cream into one bowl. I call it a 10x crit server. And another guy's like, I took soldier flour and pieces of toast and created jump maps. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's actually delicious. And another dude's like, you guys, I took that sandwich and I made it really, really tall. And that's like a real thing that people play. It's called Higher Tower. It's just High Tower, but the tower is really tall now.
Wow.
So over the years, people took TF2's map editor and custom servers and created crazy new genres like jump
that's
maps,
so
Sexton
cool.
Hail Mod, Randomizer, tons more. The community expanded TF2's restaurant menu to have almost infinite dishes to choose from, and this has drastically increased the game's longevity and enjoyment.
That's
But
so
when
cool,
Overwatch
yeah.
opened their restaurant, they said, here's our menu of food, you can eat these specific things. And over time, they've added new items to the menu like 3v3 or brawls. And these dishes all taste great, but the point is that Overwatch, and only Overwatch, controls the entire menu. And as a result, it's a pretty limited menu. Like if you go in there and you try to order a 12v12 match, they will say, sorry, but 12v12 isn't on our menu. Why don't you try our 6v6? And I'm like, I have, man, and it's great, but I thought it'd be fun to make my own type of meal. And they're like, here's a durian. This isn't so much a flaw of Overwatch, it's just a big missed opportunity. They don't give the community tools to make unique maps and modes, and this unnecessarily limits the game's menu of options. And it's especially frustrating because Blizzard's older games did do this. Warcraft 3 is legendary because of custom maps. Blizzard made these incredible RTS ingredients and then said, hey, the kitchen door is unlocked, go make whatever you want. And so some frog started a 5v5 eating contest and literally invented Dota. And another dude invented Tower Defense and Hero Arenas and a million other iconic games. Warcraft 3 made the ingredients and the community made the menu. And it sucks when you see Overwatch's ingredients, which are so creative and cool, and you just wonder what kind of amazing meals we might be eating if Overwatch just let us play with our food. At this point, I play more TF2, but it just depends on how I'm feeling, right? Like, if it's the end of a long day and I want to dick around, play my favorite character, and not worry about teammates, then TF2 is the perfect experience for me. But Overwatch can be fucking awesome. The characters and ultimates are super creative, and if you have a great team, the feeling of working together and accomplishing a plan is one of the best feelings in gaming. Eating a gourmet cake is always going to taste better than eating a Snickers. It just really sucks if your cake has Hondo in it. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribing to my channel is like getting free Snickers sent to your house, only the Snickers taste like a shitty video.
Interesting.
Don't sell yourself short, man. This was delightful.
So what I gathered from that was that Overwatch is like playing with a team and is like having some really good dessert.
Yeah.
And then the other one, TF2, is like you just play by yourself and it's like candy. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have just laid that out.
I feel like this video could be 20 seconds long. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I really appreciated the food-based metaphors and the expansion on. I mean, this brought me more toward, I guess, the Team Fortress side of things. But I don't know. I mean, that team element is something I haven't yet experienced in any of my gaming, aside from like Mario Party. But even then, you're not even really working together all that often.
It's because you're letting people down all the time, John.
I know. I just got to start saying yes to more things.
Well, you just got to get better at video games. That's what I say.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll change my priority.
I mean, if you're going to work with me on a team in Overwatch, I'm going to need you to up that game, man.
Okay. Well, I got to pick my role for, I mean, which game do you want to play?
Overwatch.
You're an Overwatch guy. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
You're all about
the
team.
The custom map stuff, that always sounds like really cool and everything, but I feel like I get over that super fast.
Okay.
It seems like, why would you get over that fast when you can create all these cool maps and really mess around there? But I don't know, it doesn't really, like, I want to kill people, I want to shoot people, and I get more of a high off of working with others and working as a team. It's like when I play Halo, I prefer to play with somebody, play with somebody as opposed to just playing by myself. I enjoy a communal thing, and I like the idea of how Overwatch, in order to succeed, in order to really benefit and grow, you have to
work together.
You have to work together, yeah. I find that very appealing. Whereas TF2 is like, okay, sure, you can keep changing up the levels, but the gameplay sounds like it would just be kind of repetitive. And to me, it seems like it'd be a little mundane after a while. It'd just kind of be the same thing over and over again, just different places to roam around.
Depending on how well you could convince somebody to theoretically team up with. See, that's the thing, is like with TF2, it sounds like if you just want to hop on for a few minutes, stick around and have fun, you can. But I wonder, what I didn't get a sense for was how likely are you to get a few people who are like, yeah, let's play Overwatch style in Team Fortress 2 and see how that goes. Because it seemed like, yeah, there's broader possibilities, but at the end of the day, if you're talking about quality, you know, it seems like Overwatch is the place to go.
Yeah.
It's like an In-N-Out burger. It's like limited menu, but when you do the menu really well, you know.
Well, I think a lot factors in with your experience with Blizzard as well. Like, I'm not one of those guys who really factors in my gameplay experience based off of what other games the company that produced it. Yeah, I don't really factor any of that in. Sometimes it's like apparent when I'm playing. I'm like, oh, this team probably made this one. This team probably made this one. But I don't really compare it in that degree unless it's like a sequel to a game.
Yeah.
Then I'll compare it. But I like this format that DougDoug has assembled here. Sometimes there's like these super fast-paced YouTube videos that are a little bit of a headache to watch because I just can't keep up, especially for the ones who aren't as informed like myself or the uninitiated per se. I have a difficult time really grasping everything that's going on. This was really easy to keep up with. I was surprised with how rapid paced it is and energetically, kinetically edited it was the entire time. I was still able to follow literally every single step of the way that he was talking about, despite all these different images being thrown my way. Weirdly, the food comparison really does help out a lot.
Excellent use of visual aids too, because the thing is, even when terminology starts to stretch the boundaries of what you're familiar with, it's like you've still got that picture of a mango to be like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, the use of those little visual touchstones along with what seems like a pretty decent metaphor. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I feel like I walked out of this with a decent understanding. I mean, you can tell us in the comments if this video in and of itself is accurate, but I feel like I got a pretty good understanding from this of two games whose names I've heard for so long and that I know are huge. And now I'm like, okay, if I had to jump into one of these tomorrow, I feel like I'd have a sense of what I was getting into.
I would disagree saying that this video should be 20 seconds long. Like this,
No.
I think
It could be. Doesn't mean it should be.
Well, if it could be, I feel like I wouldn't have grasped the point of the game.
That's true.
Other than if you were to tell me one's like dessert gourmet and then the other one is candy, I would have been like, what the hell does that mean? To have like a true
Well, no.
like,
To be like
breakdown.
team or individual, I feel like is the main core of what you could have boiled this down to.
Literally the intricate details of everything he summarized here. I was like, I feel like I really understand both of these games in an efficient manner.
And it invested me too.
Yeah, as this was done, I was like, well, you know what? I'd definitely play Overwatch over at TF2. TF2 is like the kind of game I'd put on if I was like medically marijuana induced and just wanted to have a fun time. But Overwatch, no, that's like a party game.
It sounds like something you would want to invest a bit of time in with some mates
Yeah.
and actually maybe even get good at.
I guess I've never really lost myself into customizing either for any of the games I played. There's always those options, but I'm usually like, get it over with. I just want to play the game. I'll take whatever model you have presented for me right now, and I'll just keep it going, you know?
But I think that's part of the point is that you don't even have to do the customs yourself. There are just so many custom maps and games that are built by just random people who are just all contributing them to the community that the places and styles you can play in are that much more broad.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's like
for
you don't
TF2,
even.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you don't even have to go in and create your own if you don't want to.
Yeah, like the graphics for Overwatch seem so much better.
They do, yeah, weirdly seem more seamless. Like there's something cartoony about TF2 to me.
But if you're
in
gonna
a different way.
But if you're gonna go with the Overwatch graphics, I can totally see why there's a limitation on the customization options, though. Showing us like the World of Warcraft stuff. I'm like, World of Warcraft is a very lived-in experience video game, but you know, it's not really known for its crazy graphics and the gameplay. You know,
But the movie,
is though.
Duncan Jones.
That was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Really underrated.
Love that movie.
So is the Super Mario Brothers movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. DougDoug, great job on this video, man. Guys, please subscribe to this dude's channel. We're going to do it right now. Is he fat or something? Just go on.
He doesn't have a fat voice.
Tastes like candy and popcorn and a hot dog. I want your soda. Like, he doesn't have a voice that
doesn't have
implies
a
that he's
fat
overweight, but
voice.
I'm like, this guy really knows his candy.
Yeah, it's a salient metaphor. It's, I guess, yeah, write what you know.
Wouldn't make a difference to me if you were
Maybe he
wearing
just
it.
has,
Yeah.
maybe he eats a lot of candy and has a really high metabolism.
Yeah, those guys do exist.
Maybe he's one of those dudes. Nah, oh, nope.
How often do you work out?
A couple times a week right now.
Yeah, right now. But there's like a long period where you weren't really working out.
No, not
And you
really.
still stayed really thin.
Yeah, but
I don't work out.
I also
for
didn't eat that much.
Fair. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway.
You're trying to own me on this weight game right here.
I lived with you, man. I saw how you ate. You were the one who always provided the candy and everything,
Yeah.
and you barely worked out. And so I was like,
Yeah.
this guy never gains weight.
Because I have dinner every day.
You'd have like 4 tacos at like midnight and then go to bed. And
3 tacos.
And you didn't go 3 tacos still. You didn't gain weight. And so I'm like, come on. No, most people.
That was my meal of the day.
If most people eat that late, have that many carbs at night.
Just one meal?
Meet the candy. Yeah, you still can.
Okay, all right.
You would have like little things to eat in between.
Yeah, I'd have a nibble here or there, or some coffee. or
Yeah,
whatever.
you would have a muffin. Just like carbs. That's all you would eat.
I would have a muffin,
Yeah.
coffee, and dinner is my typical. This is all gonna stay in the video too.
No, I'm cutting it out. It's all gone. Anyway, subscribe to The Real Rejects. Subscribe to DougDoug. Click that notification bell. And Colin Anderson, go check out this dude's YouTube channel. It's called Snow_Hawk92. He loves nature, loves to go on mountains and hiking. He was telling me recently he's going to be doing a 10,000-foot mountain hike, Thompson Peak in Idaho.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
This guy is crazy. That's a great place to get medically marijuana induced, by the way.
While you're hiking 10,000 feet.
I mean,
especially.
that level of elevation.
Yeah, when you get to the top, I would imagine you'll be so high elevated that you'll start to float.
And you seem like the kind of guy who would enjoy that. As a matter of fact, from looking at your face and knowing the things you love to do, you seem like the kind of guy my girlfriend would love.
So come visit. Test that theory.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
But you could.
I don't know you. You lowered your pledge. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Remember Inglourious Bastards? He's like, oh, it's the wrong 3. Or a movie. Ha ha.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. Colin loves that movie, and he told me personally.
We're done, Colin.
You know,
You're done, Colin.
don't be jealous.